Song Ziqiang struggled to stand up and answered in despair, "It's too late. It's too fast." As soon as the words were out of her mouth, the mutated giant rat suddenly leaped up, spreading its limbs, swinging its claws, and opening its huge mouth to reveal two sharp fangs, charging towards the two women. Above the monster's head, a bright orb like lightning appeared, with Chen Bai's figure inside it. In the next second, he directly stepped forcefully on the timid rat's back, causing it to fall to the ground with a loud crash, and the ground cracked. Song Ziqiang saw the handsome guy, her eyes sparkling, as happy as if she had found gold. She blurted out, "Bye." Chen Bai stood on the giant rat's back, coolly looking down at the two of them, then said, "Looks like I'm not late after all." Then he began to focus, assigning tasks. "Wu and I, go call someone to clean up here. We need to compensate the families of the deceased more. Ziqiang, repeat what just happened to me." Back at Song Ziqiang's house, everyone gathered in the living room. Song Ziqiang sat beside Chen Bai inside. Wow. After cleaning up the zombies, during the inspection, many mutated rats over a meter long appeared. "I don't know where they came from." Chen Bai, holding the report, judged. The initial location was on the east side of the villa area. Luli walked over with a report and said, "I'm really sorry, Master, those monsters suddenly appeared and destroyed 6 warehouses. Over 100 people have died, here are the details." Chen Bai took the report, looked at Luli, and said with concern, "Everyone is not at fault. It seems no one has gotten any rest. Go rest now." Luli respectfully withdrew his hand and replied, "I will go clean up the remaining mutated rats in the villa area and check their source." Song Ziqiang sat on the armrest of the sofa, leaning towards Chen Bai. She turned around, looked at him, and wanted to take care of him. "Thank you for your concern, but if we all go to rest and no one stays here to take care of you, that would be terrible. So, I want to recommend someone." Chen Bai thought it was reasonable and nodded in agreement. "All right." Song Ziqiang shouted towards the door, "Come in, Lingyu." The door slowly opened. A blonde girl with fair skin and a perfect figure walked in, smiling while brushing her hair. Song Ziqiang stretched out her hand to introduce. "This girl is called Lingyu. I saved her while cleaning up the villa area. You two should already know each other, right? She studied law and used to be a lawyer. She can help you establish rules and is willing to work for you." Chen Bai leaned coolly against the chair back, extending a hand to show he was willing to cooperate, saying, "Lingyu stays, everyone else go rest." Quite powerful, first the foreign girl, now lawyer Lingyu. After a while, everyone left the room, leaving only the two of them. Lingyu shyly touched her cheek and softly said, "If you need anything, please let me know." Chen Bai reached out and gently stroked the beautiful girl's chin, then praised her, subtly asking, "I heard women in your profession are very eloquent. How about you give me an experience here?" Lingyu, seeing his appreciative expression, happily and obediently put her hands behind her back and pouted, "Sure." 2 round, white grapes also followed in her coquettish gesture. Chen Bai leisurely leaned back on the sofa. Lingyu happily sat below, shyly covering her face and saying, "Thank you for the reward, Master." At this moment, Chen Bai praised her, "Good technique, I'm very satisfied." He stepped towards the outside, and from the glass door of the high floor, the view outside was visible. He adjusted his pants and said, "Come here." Lingyu ran over and replied, "Yes." He turned around, looked directly at Lingyu, and seriously warned, "You must pay attention to the rules I'm about to explain about this place." Lingyu, very sensible, handed a peach to Chen Bai and gently said, "Master, please eat." Chen Bai didn't expect Lingyu to misunderstand, saying, "Eat what? What's with this gesture? Didn't you hear what I just said? I said don't try to escape." Lingyu's face turned as red as a tomato, nervously explaining, "Sorry, Master, I didn't hear clearly. Maybe it's because my concentration is B-level ability." This ability enhances my thinking speed and sensitivity but also excludes other external information. Qianbai waved his hand, looking ahead and explaining, I called you here to see the 3 areas of Dongshan. The villa area, the high-end residential area on the hillside and the community at the foot of the mountain. Then he adjusted his posture and said seriously, I want you to establish different rules for different areas. Lingyu seemed to only notice the sweet and rich marks on his stomach. With her eyes fixed on it, she answered, yes, I can do it. Does Master have any other requests? Qianbai, seemingly having recovered his energy, asked with interest, requests? I'd like to know more about your abilities. He brought his handsome face close to Lingyu and whispered, come, let me see how sensitive you can be when you concentrate. Lingyu, like an automatic chip, immediately understood upon hearing the kind words, blushing as she replied, okay, okay. Lingyu then focused and struck a beautiful pose, displaying various fruits, and softly said, I'm ready. Then came the loving sounds of spelling letters. By noon the next day, the weather was clear and sunny with fluffy white clouds. At the East Mountain drainage exit and the Riverside drainage exit, many people began gathering. Qianbai pointed inside and directed everyone. Last night, I followed the blueprints and the traces of the mutated rats and found this place. This is the nest of those mutated rats. He placed his foot on the drainage outlet, focused on what was inside, and added, although I can clean this up alone, I want to use this place to train some capable people, so that they can protect everyone when I'm not here. So, I selected a few people to bring you here for advancement. By Gu means I need to cultivate stronger people. He turned and placed his hopes on everyone, keep being the backbone of the villa area. Are you all ready? The people present included Song Ziqing and Songer, with some lower-ranked members behind them, all kneeling and ready to obey orders. We're ready, Master. Qianbai, satisfied, stroked his beard and said, in my past life, I used to serve others. Now, it's a bit embarrassing to be served like this. He said, get up. It's weird for men to call me Master. Then he ordered, from now on, call me by D. Everyone cheered loudly and happily, yes. Yes. By D. During the trials, Qianbai was their protector. Though there were no material rewards, he was highly respected. He felt very satisfied as he turned and left. Qianbai walked ahead, stepping on the water's surface. Standing in the middle of the drainage outlet's railing, he extended his hand. With a single strike, he firmly grasped the iron railing and instantly shattered it, speaking in a deep voice, let's begin. The system popped up a special mission notification, inhabitants in the drainage pipe. Qianbai was surprised that the mission notification aligned with his original intention. Hey, the mission's here. Do you all have it? Everyone did, and they replied, yes. We've also received the notification. Songer loudly read the system task. The mission requires exterminating all mutated rats and the Rat King, and investigating the origin of these mutated rats. Rewards will be determined after completing the mission. A brother also surprised Qianbai, saying, by D, we've also received a similar mission. 30 minutes later, everything settled, and everyone entered the drainage pipe. It was dark inside, and torches were needed. Song Ziqing looked at a corner and said, it's so dark here, luckily I had someone bring torches. Qianbai looked around and then said, this place is cleaner than I thought. A rustling noise came from in front of Qianbai, and there were shadows of large groups of black rats. Qianbai waved his hand to warn the people behind him, be careful. They're coming. The rats seemed to have gone mad, clustering together and rushing forward, each as ferocious as if they wanted to eat people. At this moment, Qianbai activated his Virus King ability, and his hands mutated. He bent down, ready to meet these little rats. There aren't too many. Not just him, but everyone behind also rushed forward, their footsteps echoing in the water. Qianbai struck with one hit, sending several rats flying, scattered on the ground, many cut into pieces. He loudly commanded, "Attack together. If they're not dead, give them a few more stabs." After a while, the bloody battle ended, and the mutated rats floated on the water's surface. A brother pointed ahead and told Songer, "I found a piece of rat skin armor here." Song Zicheng observed and said to Chen Bai, "We've cleaned this section of the pipe quickly. We've cleared 16 sections. And are almost at the source area." Chen Bai sat on the edge of the drainage pipe and responded, good." A black-haired brother continued to find more rats. He pointed ahead in fear and shouted, "They're coming again. Looks like just one." Song Zicheng fully trusted her abilities and boldly said, "Let me try if it's just one." Chen Bai reminded Song Zicheng again, "Don't forget, first use accurate skills." The mouse was slightly smaller than before, and it slowly showed its head. Song Zicheng firmly replied, "Of course." She used her ability system to analyze the animal in front of her. Suddenly, her expression changed, and she said worriedly, "No, this is a boss, a level 7 boss." The big rat revealed its true form, baring its teeth and showing strength to resist Song Zicheng. Song Zicheng, lacking confidence, shouted, "I can't see its exact attributes. Its strength is close to 30, speed over 40, constitution." As soon as the beautiful woman spoke, I was ready to help. Immediately, Chen Bai soared into the air, extending his sharp claws toward the target. Song Zicheng quickly reminded him, "Bai Di, be careful." Thinking it was a strong enemy, Song Zicheng was stunned again, lowering her head and softly saying, "Ah." Chen Bai rolled in the air, gracefully drawing a beautiful arc. His strike knocked the big rat to the ground. After defeating the boss, Chen Bai received a reward: E-grade plague shoes, defensive item, agility +5, toxin resistance. Slows the severe effects of toxins, plague set 1/5, all attributes +1, equipment requirement, level 5. Equipment description: plague bearers spread faith and death wherever they go, diseases spreading everywhere they step. Standing on the big rat's corpse, Chen Bai looked at the glowing card in his hand, puzzled. What's wrong with the equipment? It even has a lightning effect. This rat king dropped equipment with a lightning effect? With a slight change, miraculously, Chen Bai's old shoes were replaced by the shoes from the card, which then disappeared. He bent down and looked at them, saying, "Although the quality is a bit low, if I can collect other items, the effect will increase exponentially." He stood up and firmly announced to everyone, "The Plague Rat King is dead, and the task is almost complete, just need to investigate the source." Now, the team led by Chen Bai and Song Zicheng continued down the drainage pipe, their mood somewhat down. Just then, Song Zicheng complained, "We've passed 5 sections of the pipe and haven't even seen a rat." At this moment, Chen Bai raised his hand, signaling everyone to stop. He shouted, "Wait a moment." Ahead, a green air current was spreading. Everyone stopped, and only Chen Bai walked forward. The system notifications kept showing, first absorption of plague, virus spore point +10. First absorption of rat plague bones, virus point +23. First absorption of rotten plague, virus point +15. First absorption of green mutated plague spores, virus point +14. First absorption of black death plague, virus point +20. It was damp and dark here, providing ideal conditions for viruses to thrive, just becoming an advantage for Chen Bai's profession. Chen Bai opened his arms to sense, but some things made him think. Viruses and bacteria in drainage pipes were normal, but now the types of viruses he was absorbing were not found on Earth, and their types and quantities could harm humans in evolution. Now, he was even more certain. Frowning, after deep thought, he speculated that the source of this mutation wasn't far away. Knowing it was dangerous here, Chen Bai ordered everyone to turn back. "Song Zicheng, you can't go any further. Hurry up and go back." Everyone trusted him and immediately responded, "Understood." They then turned and left. Now only Qianbai remained. He cautiously moved forward, his heart filled with excitement. It was really thrilling. With each step, his virus points increased. He continued to think about how much the virus points would increase when he found the source. After a while, he continued along the drainage pipe with the highest virus absorption, taking a fork, and Qianbai was certain this was the source. To him, this place was like paradise. In the virus mist, there was a long dead corpse hanging on the wall. In front of him, Qianbai saw a disheveled corpse hung on the wall, fixed in huge spider silk, surrounded by a moldy smell and the scent of plague. The skeleton still held an object resembling a tube. Qianbai was also surprised. Looking at the object, Qianbai immediately had multiple guesses and judgments. He opened his mouth and said, "Is this a corpse? Is this the source of the plague?" Qianbai walked closer to the corpse, and the foul and decaying smell grew stronger, but he felt it was normal. He braced himself and thought, based on the concentration of the plague virus, the source should be the scroll over there. Qianbai turned his attention to the scroll in the corpse's hand, which was exactly where the virus airflow was most intense. Qianbai directly touched it, then took it from the corpse's bony hand. It was an ancient roll of paper, like those used by ancient emperors. He unfolded it with both hands, and inside were words. A quick glance, and Qianbai realized this was not a tool, nor was there any guidance. On the scroll, the high priest has sacrificed his life, leaving these prophecies behind. Our great deity, through many deifications, in this trial, has attained supreme wisdom. We sacrifice the world only to leave the marks of the gods sect in this trial. Our lives will become stepping stones, awakening the deity. Our spirits will forever be with the god, and our names will be passed down through generations. In the plague sect, all things have sentient beings that never perish. After reading, he couldn't help but feel curious, thinking, plague sect? Why have I never heard of this name? Holding the scroll, his eyes were filled with anticipation, thinking, never mind, let me absorb all the viruses here first. Unexpectedly, the viruses on his body extended automatically, wriggling like tree roots on his hands. Qianbai shouted in panic, "What's going on?" Almost unable to control his arms. Qianbai trembled all over, with alternating purple and blue energy flowing from his arms. At this moment, a system announcement appeared. Special task master of the drainage system completed. System announcement received, 2,000 experience points. Extracting random rewards. System announcement, congratulations, you have obtained the wall of flesh item. The skeleton sank into the murky water, and its skull seemed about to shatter. Qianbai gripped his left arm, looking at it. Another announcement appeared. The plague mark is the symbol of the core members of the plague sect. It is formed from countless horrific plagues, and within its influence, it causes other plagues to mutate. Immediately, the so-called plague mark appeared on Qianbai's palm. He said with confusion, "Is this the mark of the plague?" The system continued to display the announcement, not corrupted by plague, obtained the plague mark and met the conditions to activate the next task. System announcement, plague sect task, difficulty 3S level. Qianbai was stunned, muttering to himself, a 3S task? He looked somewhat worried. The system displayed the details of the plague sect 3S task. Introduction. The task is to welcome the true God prophesied by them. The plague sect has sacrificed the old god domain and brought countless treasures to this world. Obtaining the plague mark means you are qualified to become the true god. In the prophecy, find members of the plague sect and accept their trials to prove if you are indeed the true god. Task objective, find a plague envoy. After reading, Qianbai sighed, this task is related to divine authority. He thought of the god he had served in his past life, Heros, and said, becoming the plague god will give me the qualification to directly challenge Heros. The plague envoy? I must find him.